trained multiple people. I trained multiple people on so Angular, HTML, Vue.js, okay, JavaScript, and a lot of stuff. Okay, so in this batch, right? So we're gonna discuss Monday to Friday new concepts. Okay, whatever we planned, right? Those what we're gonna discuss, and Saturday it's going to be recap session. Whatever the concept which we discussed Monday to Friday, those same thing which you're going to discuss with the different use cases. So as a working employee, right, so everything is purely into real time and practical knowledge. So we'll discuss the theory as well as, so we'll discuss the the concepts what we're going to use, as well as I do take interviews. So whenever we're discussing a topic in an interview point of view, what are the questions usually I ask? Okay, what are the questions usually others people also expect? Okay, those all the things that we're gonna discuss with the different use cases on a Saturday. And so we're gonna have a Sunday session as well. Sunday session is purely on a project. So we're gonna discuss different use cases, whatever we discuss from Monday to Friday or Saturday. Let's say we are done with the HTML, CSS. So what is the folder structure? Okay, what is the architecture? So when you're designing a simple website, so what you need to plan, right? So everything we're going to discuss on a Sunday and do a project. Okay, that's what for every Sunday it is. As well as that is in terms of HTML. Similarly, if we go with this JavaScript also, right? We do the same thing. We discuss it and we do a project, and this will continue for a whole session. About our codes, guys. So if you have any other questions, you can talk to our. Okay. Any questions so far? Can you all hear me? Yep. See, by the end of this course, right, you guys can add on your experience of 2 to 3 years of experience into your resume. So what we're going to discuss in a whole session, right? We'll start with the HTML. We'll start with the HTML. Just a second, guys. Yeah. Actually, right. So once you're stable on now HTML, CSS, you guys understand the HTML. So once you're great, right, we're gonna discuss about TypeScript, and then we'll move on to React.js. Okay, this is the flow of our course. Okay, so
your voice is breaking.
can you hear me, or are you still breaking? Hello.
Yeah, I can hear now, but some buffer is going.
Yeah, a little bit breaking that.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes,
somebody.
we can.
Okay, cool. Thanks for cutting us. Right. So what we're going to discuss, we'll start from a HTML, CSS, then we'll move into JavaScript. So once we are good on a JavaScript, right, we'll move on to TypeScript, then we'll discuss about React.js. Everything is purely real-time, guys. Okay, there's nothing, which is theory we're going to discuss. So whatever we're going to cover, so the points which will impact, right, interview, and as well as the real-time things, as well as the projects. That's how we're going to discuss. Okay, so being a React.js, right? So the 80% of our knowledge we should have on JavaScript. Okay, so because so in a React.js, right? So way of writing a code is more into JavaScript. So that's the reason that we're gonna dig into more of a JavaScript. What are the concepts we're gonna cover? So I'm just going to show you. Okay, one of a chart. You see here. We're going to discuss the core JavaScript, nothing but what is a function, what is how you call a function, what is a loop. Those part also will cover. Along with that, still you're getting echo. Hello.
Yes, Venkat. Yes, Venkat. Voice is actually very low, but getting some.
Headset. Still you're getting echo. Can you guys
Fine.
confirm? Is it fine now?
Yes, Venkat, you can.
Okay, cool. So this is a simple chat, guys. So what we're gonna discuss, okay, what we're gonna discuss in our advanced JavaScript, because when you go into React JS, right, 80% of our JavaScript skills are required. Okay, that's the reason, right? So the efforts what we're gonna put it, our number of our days what we're gonna put it on, JavaScript is more. So 20 to 30 days we're gonna stretch into our JavaScript. Okay, what are the concepts we're gonna cover? So you see, right? So what is a scope? What is a lexical scope? Okay, what is a scope chain, hosting, function, location, everything. Okay, everything with the real-time use cases in interview point of view also we're gonna cover. Okay, and the types in JavaScript. So when you go to JavaScript, right, so what is the problem? Why we need to add our types in a JavaScript? Nothing but TypeScript. Okay, anyone, what is TypeScript?
It is a superset of JavaScript.
It's a superset of a JavaScript, okay, which will give an add-on to the JavaScript, especially with the types. Okay, guys, please be interactive. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Okay, and let's make this session is more interactive. So if you have any question on a particular topic, right, you can pause me and you can ask it. If you feel that it's not relevant, right, you can post in a chat at the end of a session, right, I'll give an answer for it. But try to ask the question, because I'm a person like where I'm having more knowledge, so if you ask me a question, I can dig into much deeper and give a detailed answer. If you guys are not getting also, I'll try to answer it in another way. So that's the reason. So please ask your question. So no matter which question and how good or how bad it is. So ask the question. Okay, let's make the session is more interactive. Good.
We are going to discuss how JavaScript works under the hood, everything, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to discuss in depth of a JavaScript, nothing but anyone. So on based on which language JavaScript got developed? Any idea?
No, no.
Okay. So how C++ is developed
Live,
or how Java
live
is developed?
script depends on live script.
Depends on.
Live script.
Sorry, voice is a bit low. Can you please repeat?
I said live script. Live script.
Live script. Okay. Okay. Live script is the old name of a JavaScript, guys. Okay.
Okay.
Initially, right. So when they developed, they named it as live script. Later on, they felt that okay, so we are in the name of a live script. People are not familiar with this name. Okay. So then we need to rename it. You guys know, right? The rebranding. So that's the reason that most of the company they used to change their company name. So like Infotech is now renamed to Saint, not now, previously only, to get a better name. So similar way, Twitter is renamed to X. So better to get a good branding to expose into market. Similar way, at that time, right, Java is more getting popular. So hence these people, right, felt that okay, so we are a live script. We are not getting a famous because so the name, the branding. So then the people felt that right, let's rename it to JavaScript, so that people feel that okay, so it's something similar to the Java, I'll get a branding. So later on I'll convince them saying that this is not a similar to the Java. Okay, it is a client-side programming. That's what they meant it as. But now they, being a programmer said, we used to call it as a JavaScript, but actual name of a JavaScript on paper. Anyone? Anyone knows about that name? You might heard about it. ES6. SR.
Yeah, ECMAScript.
Yes, ECMAScript. So in the sense, what happens, right? So we are usually called as a JavaScript, but there is a couple of a standard which need to define when you go for wider way. So that's the reason, right? On a paper or anywhere, right? It's used to mention ECMAScript, ECMA script. Okay, and now ECMAScript is maintained by Mozilla. Okay, earlier, right? So JavaScript was developed by the Netscape browser, but later on the evaluation got so changed the hands, and now they are handling by the Mozilla. Okay, so all right, again getting to the point. So JavaScript was developed by using C++. Okay, so like how Java is developed from a C++ in ADA language, right? Similar way, so JavaScript is developed on the top of C++. That's the reason, right? In a couple of workshops, in a couple of hackathons, so we tried to prove that, C++ is much faster than JavaScript. Why? Anyone? Why C++ is much faster than JavaScript? Because we came from a C++ only, right? So then obviously, so C++ is much faster. And one more thing, right? How your browser will understand. Okay, whenever you write a JavaScript, your browser need to understand, yes, okay, this is what I got an input. I need to convert into C++. Again, C++ convert into bytecode. Then your processor will understand. So this is the high level flow. We will discuss that one also. Okay, so in short, right, we're gonna dig into the more core of a JavaScript, how it is working, what is event loop, what is call stack, what is heap, how memory matters whenever you create a variables. Okay, so what is advantage when you go with React.js, and what is functional programming? So you see, right, higher order functions. Okay, what is importance of this higher order functions? So we have a concept called functional programming. So that is also we're gonna discuss. Okay, so we're gonna discuss core into JavaScript, guys, but only thing what I expect from you guys is programming with the practice. Okay, if you guys are unable to continue the practice, okay, then obviously you feel, we are, I might feel, you might feel that I'm going a bit faster. Okay, or you might deviate the class. So that's the reason that every day try to do a practice. Okay, because we're going to discuss in depth of a JavaScript. Okay, so everything we go with a real-time use case and with examples only, but to get a better understanding, obviously it's recommended to a practice. Got it? Cool. We're going to discuss object-oriented programming as well, because object-oriented programming, but which language comes in in our mind the first? Java or .NET or something else?
C++.
Java.
Java. Okay, because C++, yes, C++ is also object-oriented programming, but so 90% of object-oriented programming features we use it in a Java. Okay. So when we go with the TypeScript, or when we go with the ES6 plus versions, right? So our JavaScript is also purely object-oriented, but object-oriented features, right? It all depends on a project we use. That meant it as, when you go with the React.js, do you use all the object-oriented features, nothing but polymorphism, encapsulation? That's all depends on a need. Okay, so in the sense, so it's all depends on our need, we use it, but we should aware of, because we are not sure that, right, and which project we're going to deploy. Okay, so that's the reason we should aware on it, how we going to work and how we going to solve a problem. According to, we can move on. So as well as we're going to discuss functional programming. What is functional programming? What is importance of functional programming in JavaScript? Okay, so that is also we're gonna cover. Once we are done, right, then we'll move into asynchronous JavaScript. What is asynchronous JavaScript? That means that, let's say you want to call an API. How do you call? You will call a data and you will get the response. That's fine. But what happens internally? Okay, how you will get to know? So whenever you got a response, so you might have a use case that whenever you call an API, you need to show a loader, and whenever you get a response, you need to hide a loader. But how you will get to know you got a response? What is the state of it? And JavaScript is a single threaded. Okay, when it is a single threaded, how it is performing multiple tasks. Okay, so how it is internally working, that is also we're gonna see, okay, in our regular session. Okay, clear? Any questions? And one more thing, error handling. Error handling meant it as, we know when we are typing something, we'll get to know the errors, but dynamically our runtime errors, how do we handle? In a Java, we have exception handling. So in a similar way, in a JavaScript also, we have a exception handling. Okay, then how it differs from a Java to JavaScript? Okay, how do you handle the errors? So JavaScript is, kind of a programming language. If you write 1,000 lines of a code, so let's say you have an error at the 900 line, your whole code get breaks. Okay, so it's not saying that, okay, you got an error at 999, so the particular code is not running, not like that. So JavaScript is a kind of a programming language where you got any of a line, it will block the whole application. How do you handle that? Okay, so how do you handle such errors in a React.js point of view also? So the whole stuff, right, we're gonna discuss in our regular session. Okay, so this is in a high level, guys. So what we're gonna discuss. Okay, you guys have any questions on a JavaScript concept, right? You can ask me now. Any questions? Cool. So let's make this session is more interactive. If you have any questions or any doubts, you can post in a chat. Okay, but let's make this session is more interactive. No matter good question or bad question, this is supposed to be more interesting. Okay, cool. So HTML CSS point of view, right? So we'll discuss, what are the important tags and how to design a website. Okay, that what we'll plan. Then we'll move into JavaScript, then move into TypeScript. What we're gonna cover in a React.js. So all the live project, whatever the model which we're gonna use it, right? Everything we're gonna use. So in a React.js, right? So we're gonna discuss React 18. So what we're gonna discuss, React 18 we're gonna discuss, as well as we're gonna use Bootstrap and Material both. Okay, anyone have an idea on a Material or Bootstrap?
I know Bootstrap, sir.
Okay,
I
Bootstrap.
idea and bootstrap, sir.
Yep, good.
In Bootstrap.
Yes. What is Bootstrap? Tell me.
We can
It's a
create
framework.
website in division tag in Bootstrap, sir, using HTML tags.
Yes. Okay. Any other?
It's
It is a framework.
It's a frame.
Bootstrap is a framework, yeah, which is used to styling purpose.
Good.
Yeah, right.
So in the sense, right, in a real time, so everything writing from a scratch will take a time. Let's say I would like to build a website kind of a Flipkart. Okay, not only Flipkart, any website. Let's say we go with the Twitter only. So actually, Bootstrap is developed by the Twitter people. Okay, as part of their website development, right? So they developed this Bootstrap and then they made a open source. Let's say I would like to design a website like a Twitter login, including the sign up page and all the stuff. Okay, so in that case, that what will happen? So everything I need to do from my own. Okay, I need to write a HTML, I need to write a CSS. Instead of that, in a real time, we go ahead and use this Bootstrap. What is Bootstrap? Bootstrap is a CSS framework which will help us to reduce our efforts. Now, Bootstrap version, anyone, what is the latest version of Bootstrap?
5.
5.3.
5. Okay, so now it is what? 5.3. Okay, what is Bootstrap? Bootstrap is build fast responsive sites with Bootstrap. Okay, earlier, right? So Bootstrap tagline is that build mobile friendly web apps or websites. Okay, so what is this? Powerful, extensible, and feature-packed front-end toolkit. What it going to contain? It's going to contain, the common component, whatever we require to develop a website. Okay, 80% of our components, right? We can get it from a Bootstrap. Okay, in a real time or in a projects, right? So whenever we go with a React or Angular, it's all depends on your need. Couple of people will go with a Material, couple of will go for a Bootstrap. But so most of the people will go for a Material UI. Okay, that's the reason, right? We're gonna discuss both of them because we are not sure on which project you're going to deploy. Okay, so as part of our projects, right, we'll discuss Bootstrap and Material UI. Okay, both we're gonna discuss. Cool. So both of them are right. So CSS framework, guys. So this will help you to reduce our efforts and as well as to continue the development in a much faster pace. Any questions? Good.
Sir, what is Material UI?
Sorry.
Sir, what is Material UI?
Yeah, Material UI also, let me open the official site. Material UI is one of a library or one of a framework to build, our React application. So it contains the common component, how it contains the Bootstrap. Okay, let's say, I would like to go and use the date picker or I would like to use the model. Okay, everything which is not required to develop my own. You see here, right? The date picker. Okay, the tabs. Okay, and the grids. Okay, everything, right? I don't need to design my own. So I'll get it from a material UI and I'll start using it. Okay, so and material UI is a design concept which is developed by the Google. So Google has, their own design framework, and later on, right, they exposed into in open source. Okay, the core principles of material design was used in this material UI. Okay, the current version is 5. Okay, so let's say I'll show you a couple of components. You'll get a better idea.
I mean, material UI, Bootstrap, both are same, right?
Both are same. Components wise, material UI is much better than Bootstrap. And look and feel wise also, material UI is much better than Bootstrap. But if you're looking for a light UI meant it as I don't want rich look and feel, or I don't want the more of animation. I want a simpler website, a simpler web application. Okay, I would like to concentrate more on functionality instead of all the animations and stuff. You see, whenever I click on, right, you see the kind of a animation, how it is performing, kind of a wave, you see. So this kind of a slight animation will help you, to make your application is much better. So if you are looking for that kind of a stuff, right, you can go and use this material UI. Got it?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Material UI is similar to the Bootstrap. Both are CSS frameworks, which is helpful to continue our web application in a much better way. Okay, so it has ready-made code as part of our React. They were designed it. Okay, I mean, to compatible to the React, right? They developed this material UI. So similar, right? Bootstrap also has Bootstrap React. That means, you can use this material UI for Angular also, for a plain HTML website also. Okay, but if you would like to use as part of your as part of your React, right, you need to add this module in your project. How you gonna add it, how you gonna use these components, right, we'll see. Okay, because when you go with the plain Bootstrap, right, the Bootstrap is developed by using jQuery. Okay, what is jQuery? Any idea?
Yeah, it is like a short form JavaScript.
Okay, any other points? Yep. So I'll give us some glimpse, guys. So basically, right, in a JavaScript, we're gonna discuss, okay, 3 major concepts. One is that oops, another one is programming, okay, another one is DOM. Okay, so DOM, what is DOM? Okay, document object model. So nothing but, let's say you have a website, you can go to the developer tools. How can you open a developer tools? Right click and inspect. Okay, right click and inspect. Now here you see, right, all this HTML, the website, whatever, structure contains, everything you can see here. This is what we call it as DOM. Okay, on the right side, you see CSS of that particular HTML. Now, so this is what we call it as a DOM, document object model. Okay, now, so, we might have a requirement that, so based on a click or something, you see, when I click on this, I got a model. Okay, that means I need to show a model. Okay, so to do this kind of a stuff, right, we need to do a DOM manipulation, showing a couple of elements and dynamically, hiding a couple of elements dynamically. How do we do this? Earlier, right, we used to go and use with a jQuery. Okay, what is jQuery? jQuery is a library, okay, to build DOM interactive web application. To build DOM interactive web application. Earlier, right? So before this React JS or before this Angular JS, jQuery is much wider used library to make your application much interactive. Okay, but now we are not going to use. Now we are not going to use. Even jQuery is not recommended to use in a React JS because React has its own mechanism to a DOM manipulation. If you use a third-party library like a kind of a jQuery, which will do a an extra add-on, okay, to your React JS, it kind of a hack. So that's the reason, right? So people are not recommended to use jQuery in React JS. Okay, what is jQuery? jQuery is a fast and smaller and rich jQuery, so JavaScript library. It makes things like HTML, document traversal and manipulation, even handling, animation and Ajax much simpler with easy to use API. Okay, so DOM, majorly DOM manipulation or DOM traversing will help you much better way with jQuery. Are we going to discuss this jQuery? Yes. Okay, we're gonna discuss as part of our DOM manipulation. We're gonna discuss this jQuery. Okay,
The React.js and jQuery are almost same.
what is that? jQuery?
jQuery and React.js are almost same concepts.
No. Okay, see, specifically for a DOM manipulation, you'll use a jQuery. What about OOPS and programming? OOPS and programming is much important to build a, a reusable application or to build a high scalable application. Okay, in a React.js, right, we're gonna use these three. Okay, in short, so in a React.js, we're gonna use this object-oriented programming, okay, and DOM traversing and DOM manipulation also we can do easy way in a React.js. Okay, only for DOM manipulation with a JavaScript we use a jQuery. Both are not the same. And React.js internally has a the virtual DOM. jQuery does not. Okay, but you can say both are same in terms of library. Okay, both are libraries only. But so the purpose is meant for a different use case. Okay, you can build a single page application by using React.js, not with a jQuery. Got it?
Only for DOM manipulation, we use jQuery. That's it.
Yes, only for DOM manipulation. So there is one more advantage, that is do a Ajax calls also. If you do with the core JavaScript Ajax calls, right, it takes some time. But if you go with the jQuery, right, it's much easier because see, very simple guys. What is jQuery? jQuery is a library on top of JavaScript, nothing but internal contains JavaScript only, right? So that meant it as, they written a couple of functions instead of writing from our own. If you use those functions, will help you much better. Okay, not only jQuery, in the market there's a couple of libraries help you, depends on a use case. Let's say Moment is there for a date transformation, so Lodash is there, so that's for for arrays functions. So we have a good stuff, okay, to make our application is much better. Understood? But jQuery is meant for DOM manipulation. Cool. Good. Any other questions?
Sir, can you please again tell that what is DOM manipulation, that part?
We will discuss. So in our concept, we're going to start, right? We'll discuss. So when we started our JavaScript, first we'll start with the programming. What does mean of a programming? Core JavaScript, nothing but, so what is variable, what is, for loop, do loop. Okay. So switch case, everything we're going to discuss. Then we'll jump into, DOM, and then we'll move on to object oriented programming as well as, right, while covering the JavaScript, right, these concepts also we're going to discuss. Got it?
Good.
Cool. So we were discussing about Bootstrap and Material UI, right? Bootstrap and Material UI open source libraries which are compatible for all the things. Nothing but it's for Angular, it's for Material, it's for Vue, and it's for React also. But most wider one, right, which is going to use React with Material UI. But in our projects, right, we're going to discuss both of them because we are not sure. So as the market is occupied, 60 and 40%. So then we're going to discuss. So that's the reason we're going to discuss both of them. Okay. Cool. So next, right? So once we are done with this Bootstrap,
Sir,
sorry.
sorry, sir. In real-time industry, they are using Bootstrap or Materials.
Both of them depends on a project. Okay, let's say if your company is more of into Material UI, they might use the Material UI. Okay, but there are the companies that are still using Bootstrap, but now highly recommended to use the Material UI only because the number of components comparing to the Bootstrap and Material UI is much better. Okay, if you're starting a project, right, it's highly recommended to use Material UI, but it's again depends on a customer. If customer is looking for plain UI, okay, he's not looking for a rich look and feel of with animation, then obviously we go with the Bootstrap. Got it? Yep. Right. So good. So we're gonna discuss React.js, Bootstrap. Okay. Then so our projects are we're gonna discuss on a TypeScript. Okay, because TypeScript is much wider used in the current market, right? So that's the reason we're gonna build our application React.js with the TypeScript, as well as we're gonna build our, SPS single page application by using a library called React Router. Okay, we're gonna use Redux, the state management. Okay, we're gonna write a unit test cases by using React testing tools. Okay, so testing tools and just we're gonna discuss how to deploy or how to make your your code to be ready in a production mode. Okay, that is also we're gonna discuss.
Sir, duration of this course?
2 months.
Already told.
Okay, so duration of this course is 2 months, and we're gonna discuss Monday to Friday new concepts. Saturday would be a recap session. Sunday would be project. Okay, so see, we'll target for a 2 months, but if we going in a positive mode, okay, nothing but we are doing a lot of exercises and doing some interesting stuff.
Sir, backup videos?
See, yeah. So backup videos, you will get a validity for 1 year. So every day basis, right? Whatever session which we recorded, so that will get it updated into our internal portal. You'll get access.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. What will be the timing, sir?
Timings would be morning 7:30 to 8:30.
Daily 1 hour is enough to.
7:30 to 8:30. So but depends on guys, so sometimes, right, if you're in a good discussion, okay, it's not kind of a teaching, guys. So let's say I'm only teaching, you guys listening, not like that. It's a kind of a discussion. Okay, so let's say sometimes, right, so being writing a code, nothing but I'm not going to show the already prepared code and do it to you. Okay, so in a live we're gonna write the code, whatever challenges while writing the code, right? So those we're gonna resolve, so that you'll get some confidence how we can resolve an issue whenever we stuck somewhere. Okay, so that's the reason, right? So sometimes the session get extended. It could be for 8:30, it could be for 9 also. Okay, plan according to that. And one more thing, right? So make your time available to do a practice, because so we're going to discuss an in-depth concept, right? So that's the reason you guys supposed to be good in a practice also. Yep. Any questions?
How many demos you are gonna prepare?
So demos would be, right, it would be for 5 days. Okay, so post the 5 days, right, the link will get changed, and actual classes will get started. So not that we'll get started from a from a tomorrow itself. We can be just giving a brief about the course duration and all, right? From a tomorrow, right, we're gonna discuss the new concepts.
Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
myself Ram sir, I'm in America right now on H1B. So currently React is very huge demand here in America. So is it possible to make it fast track, like 2 hours plus in a day, both rather than 2 months course? Can we make it quick? Is it possible?
It might not possible. Okay, because it's all depends on the number of audience, number of students now. Okay. So
Understand.
so specific to you, if you are looking for a one-to-one class session, right, just reach out to our admin team, they'll help you. Okay, so when you are doing
MongoDB is required for React.js or not?
Okay, I'll answer that. So to answer your question, right, Ram, so please reach out to admin team, they'll help you. Okay, but as part of our regular course, right, so we are not going to the fast track, because so as we planned in depth, right, it needs some time.
Yeah, I understand. Thank you.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, sure.
So but so in a 1 month of a time, what you can understand, right? So you will be in a good shape to understand in a much way of a JavaScript. And in a workshop, right, I'm going to discuss the React.js introduction. Okay, how to set up a React.js. The brief part you can get it in a 1 month. In depth of a React.js, right, take a time. So probably 1 month, 15 days, 1 month, 10 days. By that time, right, you'll get some knowledge on a React.js. Okay.
Yeah, sure, sir. Okay. Let us practice more after our classes, then we understand more.
Obviously, that's what I recommend. So if you listen the classes and can't do a practice, right, you might understand or you might remember for only a couple of months. Post that, right, it's again from a beginning. So that's the reason, right? So try to do a good practice. So the sessions why I plan for, Saturday is a recap on project. So let's say sometimes being a working employee and being working on multiple things, you might miss the practice. Okay, but it's my responsibility as a committed that you guys supposed to be compatible or comfortable to manage 1 to 2 years of experience. So that's the reason I'm planning this Saturday, Sunday recap on project, because though you miss the session, it would be helpful, okay, to understand. Okay, so to recap your points,
What will be the timings of Saturdays and Sundays?
it would be opinion based, guys. So let's say, so our session is purely on, based on your inputs. Okay, I have a plan, something, I'll continue that. So, sometimes, right? So if you would like to discuss a project, let's say, Venkat, I would like to do a supply chain domain, or I would like to do a banking domain. So it's up to you. Okay, so in that means our batch is purely opinionated. So I have a plan, I'll continue that. You can add your points according to that. We can, add some extra. So that means, in a Saturday and Sunday also, right? So I'll take your opinion, guys. You are comfortable in morning or evening. So according to that, more of the people opinion or polls, we can get planned either Saturday morning or evening hours. Okay, but in Saturday it would be 2 to 3 hours of a session, and Sunday it would be 3 hours of a session.
Okay.
Okay. So 3 hours of a session, right? So we can see how to build a project. Okay, so everything which is real time. So we're gonna see from a non-IT backgrounds to the IT background, right? So we're gonna discuss GitHub also as part of this course, right? We're gonna discuss GitHub, because so our code also would be shared in a GitHub only, because by the end of this course, guys, okay, I'm sure that you guys will be able to crack an interview, at least putting an experience 1 to 2 years. You can manage 3 to 4 years also, but so that expect lot more practice, because when I'm taking an interview 1 to 2 years nothing, but I'll consider him as a beginner. I'll ask moderate kind of a question. But when you say 3 to 4 years of experience, I'll consider you as a moderate. Then I'll used to ask advanced level of a concept. So to crack advanced level of a point, right, you guys need to do a more practice with the real use cases. Okay, you can, but that kind of a guidance I'll help you. Okay, so who is coming from a non-IT to IT background, so you supposed to have a knowledge on a GitHub, what is Agile. Okay, so all the things, right, we're gonna discuss. So whenever we plan something on a Saturday or Sunday, right, so depends on the use cases and depends on a point, right? I'll take, let's say we have a guys, okay, 50-50, nothing but couple of people are looking for Agile, couple of people are looking for a project. Then in a Sunday, right, so depends on a person, I'll take extra hours for them. Okay, who's from a non-IT to IT background who want to migrate, right, for them. That's how the session is planned. Cool. So as well as, right, so in our session, right, we're going to discuss Next.js also. Okay, what is this Next.js and how it is important, okay, when you do a server-side rendering. Okay, so this is an advanced concept of a React.js, guys. We will discuss. Okay, so we will use the Next.js also as part of this project. Okay, right. So someone asked me, okay, MongoDB. See, we are not going to discuss about MongoDB. MongoDB is a database, especially the NoSQL database. How you have a Archil, MySQL, or Postgres, right? Similar way MongoDB does, but it is much better. Okay, in a leading market of NoSQL DB. Okay, so you go with the mean, right? So then we might discuss about or you might get this MongoDB, Express.js. Okay, and Node.js, that concept you'll get it.
Sir, after React.js, can we get a good job?
Obviously you'll get a good job. Now 80% of a projects, the new project which is going to start, right, is purely on a React.js. 80% of new projects.
Sir, what is the difference between Node.js and React.js?
Okay, I'll answer that. Yeah, 80% of a project is going to start on React.js. Why? Because React.js is a library and which will help you to customize as per your need. That means it's not following any of a specific design pattern. Being it is a library, it's liberal to you, or it's up to you how you're gonna configure it. And as well as, so as I showed on yesterday, right? You know, in a market, we have a lot of libraries, a lot of modules, a lot of frameworks. So most of the, leading frameworks there to build a single page application: Angular, React, and Vue. Okay, if you compare these three, right? So in a NPM Trends website, you see, okay, so which is leading in a market. If you see the orange one, this is leading. Okay, Vue.js in a second place, Angular is in a down. Okay, even if you see, right, the number of stars. Okay, stars nothing but likes, guys. If you compare with the Facebook likes, right? Similar way, developers used to give a star for a particular module in a GitHub. Okay, now if you see comparing to the Angular and Vue, right? So React has the more stars. Okay, and React is developed and maintained by the Facebook, right? They are giving proper documentation whenever they update the new feature. Okay, so that's the reason, right? Most of the projects which are getting started, that's purely on React.js. Okay, so if you learn the React.js, obviously it's easy to get a job. Okay, because now most of the calls are, if you're looking for a full stack or if you're looking for a front-end developer, so it's primarily on a React.js. Even in our company, okay, so we are, hiring a people of React only. Okay, cool. I missed one more question. Someone asked me about.
What is the difference between
Sorry?
Node.js and React.js?
Yes, yeah, thanks for correcting. Yeah, so see, I'll give some glimpse, guys. First of all, in the JavaScript. So first of all, right, JavaScript is a client-side scripting programming language. Okay, that is before, okay, before introducing Node.js. Okay, Node.js is an, is a kind of a, extension, okay, or a software which will help you to write a JavaScript on a server side. Okay, what is different between client side and server side? Anyone? First of all, tell me what is different between client side and server side? Anyone?
Client side means user.
Yes,
It
browser,
server
browser.
means
Okay.
backend.
Which will run on a browser. Yep. So server side means which is runs on server side. If you see in another way, right? By using a client side, you can't do a read and write operations. Okay. So by using a JavaScript, though it is running in a browser, can you create a file? You can't. Okay. So because it sends us on a browser and it's a client side. Okay, so let's say you use the PHP. PHP is a server-side scripting language, which has the possibility to create a file, being the server side. But the advantage after learning the JavaScript, right, you can do, Node.js, nothing but server-side programming also. That is also a good help to you guys. Okay, nothing but, let's say you learn JavaScript. Okay, now you want to do a server-side programming, you can go and use the Node.js. Okay, so that means, by learning a JavaScript, let's say we have a different types of web applications, guys. Standalone web application, okay, and web applications. So standalone applications and native applications and mobile applications. After learning a JavaScript, right, you can do all of these three. Okay, web application, you can go and use this React.js or Angular or stuff. When you go for mobile application, right, you can use React Native, okay, or Cordova or Ionic. So you can go. Okay, when it comes to standalone application, right, you can use the one of a library called Electron. Okay, you can use Electron. Okay, so in a sense, the beauty of a JavaScript, you can do whatever you want. Web applications point of view, standalone application point of view, mobile application, that's up to you. There's a third-party library which is helpful. Okay, so that is what an advantage. Okay, so in short, to answer your question, right? Node.js, React.js are both are different. React.js is the client side, library to build single page application. Node.js is in a platform to execute a server side programming, which will do read and write operations on a files. Not only that, connect to the DB and getting a data or writing an API. So all the stuff which you can do with the Node.js, similar to the Java. Okay, but in a market, right, so most of the people recommend to go with a Java, but sometimes Java can't meet the expectation. Okay, let's say if you'd like to do a socket programming, if you'd like to do a chat kind of application, if you do a socket programming and chat programming and live streaming, Node.js is highly recommended. Okay, because internally it follows event loop. Okay, what is event loop? We're going to discuss in our sessions. Okay, any questions?
Sir, is it need to know 80% of JavaScript?
Yes. So 80% of JavaScript, nothing but you guys supposed to be compatible good in a HTML and JavaScript, but in a React.js, the code what we're gonna write is 80% of a JavaScript.
Sir, we are actually from non-IT background, so.
Yeah, see, I understood. So when you're coming from a non-native background, you might have a fear that, okay, so first of all, we might have a fear that, okay, programming is nightmare. Not like that. Okay, so when it comes to the
Yes, sir.
when it comes to the JavaScript, it's not like a typical to the Java or .NET. Okay, if you guys are doing a practice, no, obviously you guys, in a much better way. Can you guys, please be in a mute? Okay, so you only talking, right, Priyanka? Okay, so to answer your question, right? So you're supposed to have a knowledge of good in JavaScript, but see, once you start the project, right, you feel comfortable, so though you're not writing a good programming, you can capable of doing a React.js. Okay, because so in a real time, right, you guys know, right, in a interviews we used to ask for data structures, but not in a real time. Real time, no one use the data structure, but we have, well, no, we should have a knowledge on a data structures. Why? Because you guys thinking and logic or analytic skills is much better to optimize your writing of a code. That's it. Okay, so in a real time, right, so we go with a Stack Overflow, we go with a Chat GPT, or we go with a bot to get us some proper syntax. Later on we should have a knowledge and to customize it. That kind of knowledge we should have. That meant it as it's not rocket science. Okay, it's not like a Java or .NET. Okay, you don't need to feel that much of worry, but we should aware on the concept. Though you are uncomfortable some part of a JavaScript, not a problem. When you go into React.js, right, we're gonna see how we can easily build application. Okay, so that's for sure. By the end, right, you feel comfortable. Yes, I can build a single page application. Okay, so for the advanced guys, right, I'll go in depth. If you're if you're not capable of understanding, no problem at all. Okay, because as a beginner sometimes it takes time. Okay, sometimes it takes some time, but for you, right, so who is coming from a non-IT to IT, I'll take a separate sessions, no problem at all. Okay,
So I'm going to teach that JavaScript in this session.
Sorry, how many?
You are going to teach this JavaScript in this session?
Yes, I am the person who is going to deal all this stuff. Okay, the duration of the session is at 2 months, guys. So 20 to 30 hours. Okay, so purely on a JavaScript and rest of the sessions on a React.js. Okay, so there is a possibility to get an extend, guys, but we stick to the times of 2 months. Okay, so the extension of or the add-on hours would be more of a project and interview point of view. I'll take a mock interviews. Okay, so I used to ask, so whenever we are discussing concept, I used to ask, as well as I'll take a mock interview to get a better understanding of you.
So, Venkat, are you providing any soft material whenever we want to have
On a daily basis, I'll give a resources as well as I'll give a PPT. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll prepare a PPT on topic what we're going to discuss and I'll share with you.
Yeah, because whenever we got stuck somewhere after,
Yes,
after
so
your
you'll get
class
a three
completion.
resources. One is a daily notes, how I'm writing in this way, right? In that way also you'll get a notes, and second thing you'll get a PPT, and third thing you'll get a video. So the access of all this stuff is for 1 year. Okay.
Yeah, PPT is sharing, you shared by day by day, right? Or after completion of course you are sharing at a time.
No, in a daily basis. So once your registration is completed, no, so we'll create a separate WhatsApp group. In a WhatsApp group I used to share on a daily basis. Okay, whatever we written here also, right, I'll save in a daily basis and share you in the chat.
Yeah, Venkat, because we are not writing anything, we are focusing on your coding only, right? So
Yes.
we didn't notice those things. Whenever after completion of our course, whenever we are stuck, we need to go through the document and we can do, right? That's what I'm asking.
Yep, understood.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Venkat.
Yep. So if you have any questions, right, you can ask me. Okay, from tomorrow, right, we're gonna start our regular
What
session.
is Express.js?
Express.js is a kind of a library to write APIs on a top of a Node.js. Okay. So guys, if you guys are interested, no, I'll take a session or a workshop on how to build a complete end-to-end API development. Okay, that's up to you. Okay, you guys need to be more interested and you guys need to pay attention and ask questions. Okay, because
Mean
it's
stack, right?
interactive session.
You're asking about the API means this is mean stack, right?
This is mean stack, but we are not going to discuss the mean stack point of view. If you guys are curious to know, okay, I am open. So we have a Saturday, Sunday sessions, right? Based on a priority, I will take this session also. Okay, I'll give us some glimpse about Express.js, Node.js, MongoDB, how it works, how to connect the MongoDB by using Express.js, how to get us, simple data. Those is what we'll see. Okay, but this all are post of a JavaScript because JavaScript is required to write this all the stuff in a MongoDB and Express.js.
Can you cover Node.js in this course?
Node.js in depth we are not going to cover because that will take a more hours. Okay, so in a 2 months of a standard we can't complete that. Okay, if you want, right, I'll give us some glimpse what is Node.js and how you guys can learn. Okay, what are the important modules? That part I can help you.
Okay.
Okay, so looks like a couple of people might already feel that okay, we are already over exhausted. Okay, in 2 months of a time, how we can wrap this? Okay, so we'll stick to this. Everything which is you required. Okay, I'll take extra hours. I'll help you. Okay, but so everything as per the real time we're gonna cover. Okay, if it needs some extra time, yes, we can take and do a complete. Okay, right. Someone asking that. So person takes a break from a job 2 to 3 months of a time to develop a skills as a machine learning. Full stack will take up. Will that break would be handled back to no problem at all. See it. See, it's a months of a time. Okay, when it is a months of a time, right? You can easily manage. So there is a many of a people. Okay, so due to their family dependency or due to their health conditions, they'll take a break. Okay, at the time, right, whenever they're joining into new organization or whenever looking for a job, they can tell that due to my health reason I took a break of 2 to 3 months, then now I'm stable, I can looking for a new opportunity. In that way you can convince, no problem at all.
So Venkat sir, would the package will be lower or like equivalent, or I can ask for better package with
it
better?
depends on your skill set. Okay, so see, when I was taking an interview, right, I'll see some gaps in the resume. I used to ask, okay, though it is not my job, HR need to ask that, but I used to ask because what is my perception? Why the person took a break? Okay, because due to the health reason or different tech stack migration, whatever. But I need the reason why. I need to understand how this person can help me to write a good code. Let's say the person took a break of 6 months. What he's doing? He's ideal for some time or concentrating on a business and coming to the back to the IT. That means his mind given us some break on a coding. I need to understand it. That's the reason I used to ask. But if you are taking for a learning a new thing and coming back to the IT, no problem at all. Okay.
Yeah, that is my question. If I take a break, like maybe for 1 2 months, 2 to 3 months, and develop a full stack skill. Right now, I am a Java Spring Boot developer, backend developer. I want to learn React
You can tell the same reason, okay? Because so you can justify in yourself saying that, see, when I was working as a full-time employee, concentrating on advanced topics like a JavaScript or React, this is much complicated because I can do, but not, in a quality manner. In that case, I felt that, okay, let's take a break and update myself. Then I come into the market. By mentioning this point, right, you can ask more than what you have a package. Okay, because you already, lost the 3 months of a package. Okay, you can convince them, no problem at all, but you need to prove an interview.
So if like I'll have to show him certification or what?
No. So HR will ask you in that way. So no problem. You can convince them and you will get a calls in interview, right? You guys know, right? Or anyone. So in an interview, based on a candidate performance, we'll decide the package. Okay. If the candidate performance is much better than what we expect, we are good to hire the candidate and giving a good package. If the candidate is asking, good package, doing a, in an interview is less performance, what we do, we'll try to negotiate in much lesser way. Okay, though candidate is having a 30 lakh, we'll try to negotiate 25, 30 also sometimes. Okay, that HR does this. Okay, so it's all depends on a performance in interview, guys, not on what your package is the previous and current company. If you see the Infosys kind of a couple of companies, they'll ask you for a discount though you have a 40 or 50 or whatever. So they'll ask you for, okay, as per your experience, we'll give a 10 only or a 15 only. That depends on a company, but most of the product based companies, they'll hire you for better pay. Okay, but again, it's all depends on your interview.
So what are the job opportunities available in Bangalore and Hyderabad? And like I'm not from that part, I'm from the western part.
Okay, see, opportunities point of view, right? So you have a good opportunity, especially in the south, and more of a priority goes to Bangalore. If you go for a Bangalore, you'll get a more hirings and more packages, but cost of living is matters. Okay, when you come into Hyderabad, weather-wise it's good, as well as package-wise it's much similar to the Bangalore, but not higher than a Bangalore. Okay, but living cost is compared to the Bangalore or Hyderabad is much better. Okay, I am from Hyderabad. Okay, I know how these things are working on, and Hyderabad is getting developed, faster than comparing to the Bangalore. But still, in the IT industry, so our India Silicon Valley is what Bangalore only. Because in a Bangalore, if you go for any street, you'll see one software company. Okay, so that's how the Bangalore it is. But cost of living is very high. Okay, so someone asking a question. So let's go for the questions, guys. Okay, if you have any questions, can you explain JavaScript from scratch? Yes. Okay, we're gonna discuss JavaScript from a scratch and to the advanced levels. So this chart which is showing it, right? So how is JavaScript compiler works? What is the call stack? What is garbage collection? So JavaScript is a single threaded. It is a single threaded. How it's going to handle asynchronous logic. That part also we're gonna discuss.
Sir, when we switch the company, I heard one thing about the reference check. So, will the next company ask from the previous company manager that what technology I have worked or something?
Very rarely. Okay, 99% they won't ask you. They'll stick to your designation and that's it. So maybe I mean I never heard in such way. There is a less chance.
So then what will be there in the references? Only my designation and years of experience. That's it.
That's it. So there is a standard format, and guys, if you have any questions on a particular topic, right, you can ask me. Post that, I'll answer to your question because it's out of your concept, right? If you have any questions on JavaScript, TypeScript, right, you can ask me. From tomorrow, right, we're gonna start our continuous sessions, okay, and a new concept. But this is the our course, guys. Okay, so don't have a WhatsApp group. Okay, there is a WhatsApp group for our updates. Okay, you can join in that WhatsApp group. Okay, our admin team will reach out to you. Okay.
Venkat sir, like as you told that Node.js is a a client-side scripting language, and Node and React.js is the server side, right? So
Yeah.
do we learn both? Then it will be.
So tell me.
So do we need to learn both of that language?
We are not going to or learn both of them in our session. We're going to learn JavaScript and then we're going to see the client side.
So my
Client,
question is, do we require to learn the Node.js as well to make it advantage to get the job quickly, right?
it would be advantage, obviously it would be advantage, but you need to see that how you're good, okay, how you have a time. Okay, let's say you have 1 month of a time, in a 1 month or 2 months you can't crack all the stuff. Understood?
Yeah.
So you need to see, how you are capable of and how you're strong and enough, then accordingly you can. Okay, but in a span of 2 months, I think it's a bit hard. But so though you learn it, right, you guys need to do a good practice. If you're unable to do a practice, right, again it's take a waste. Simple.
Yes.
Understood?
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir, what is that client side and server side language? I think it's little confusing for me. That's why
Very simple. In our discussion, anyhow, we'll discuss. But client side meant it as, just a second, as I'm taking this WhatsApp group link and sharing in a chat. Okay, this is our WhatsApp group link, guys. You can join in that WhatsApp group to get the latest updates, course content, and whenever we're going to start any other new batches and everything, right, you can get it from there. Okay, joining that, so to get our updates. Yep, again I'm sharing my screen. Yep. Right. So client side meditators, you can do a single page application. You can do a DOM manipulation by using the client side technology, especially the React JS. Okay. When you go with the Node.js, right, you can write as a server side programming where you connect to the database and where you can, write a read and write the operations from a server. Got it?
yes.
Okay, we will discuss, guys. So when we're discussing more of a JavaScript, right, I'll discuss about much better way with the real examples. Okay, good. As someone asking, right, okay, one question, experience point of view. Sorry, can you please repeat that question?
About that reference check, that one.
Right. So background check, right? So usually in IT companies, it's all depends on the company which is performing a background verification. So let's say the level 5 companies or product-based companies, right? They never do a background verification on themselves. They'll give a third-party company. The third-party company will take a responsibility of your BG verification. Okay, they'll send a standard template to your manager or your HR. Okay, your HR has to be responsible and give a reply back to that standard template. That standard template going to be contain like how many years of experience which is going to contain. Okay, so all the stuff, right, which is going to be there in that. So your designation, your years of experience, they won't ask you about your packages also. Okay, so they'll ask you about how the candidate, can you recommend this candidate to hire? Okay, how this candidate is, this kind of yes or no kind of a questions would be there. So I feel they won't ask you what is technology. Okay, so but they'll go on a designation basis. By seeing a designation itself, right, they'll get to know, let's say you are system engineer, okay, or you are consulting engineer. So that meant it as you very occasionally work on a technology point of view. Okay, so that's what based on designation. But I feel there is a very less chance or very rare case they'll ask you about what is your previous technology of the particular person. Okay, no problem. Let's say they ask you also what is the problem, because you already cleared an interview, right? You already cleared an interview, you got an offer, then only they are giving a background verification. That means you are good on it. Got it?
Sir, okay, sir. So I am a fresher, sir, 2023 passed out. After the course, how do I get the job, sir? React.
Okay. So for a freshers point of view, right? So you need to attend multiple interviews. Okay, so you need to crack it. Okay, that's it. So because at present of a moment, right, to be honest, so hiring for freshers which is limited now. Okay, and to get in that way, right? So I think we have a couple of third parties, right? So AMGAT is there, Elitmus is there. You need to crack those interviews. So on the test, and as well as you can show this is the skill which you have it, and as well as so you can create yourself as a separate to the others. That means by building a profile, online profile, and building a some contributions to the GitHub, you can add on to your resume saying that boss, I already have a real-time experience by developing a couple of websites. In that way, right, you can present yourself and which is differs to the other persons to you. Okay, in that way it's going to be add on to your cracking an interview. Okay, but at present of a time, right, so you, by going this AMCAT, Elitmus, okay, you can crack an interview. And when you're in Hyderabad, right, there is be a drives. Okay, so from a different company they connect a drives, and you need to go for a drives, and you need to showcase yourself. I did this course. Okay, I did my own web application, I did this exercises, I did this contribution. In that way you will get a benefited.
Yeah, okay, sir.
And nowadays, it is very hard to get the job because the call is very very limited now.
Okay, so it's all depends on tech stack which you're looking for. Okay, let's say the React.js, I see still the openings are there. Okay, and as well as the package also matters. So golden era of IT, I think but 2 years back we have a good amount of openings where the companies used to fight for hiring a candidate, giving a competitive offer. Okay, but now they are looking for a quality of a people. Okay, even in our company also we have an opening, but so our HR team, though we interviewed and give a positive for the particular person, the HR people is waiting for a few more candidates to get a lesser package and quality of a person. That is what it is happening now. So to get a good job at this point of time, you need to prove a lot. Okay, with your technical skills, then you can get a good job. Any other questions, guys?
Yeah, hello Venkat.
Yes.
Yeah, is career gap people sir also get the job because I have 4 years gap career gap.
Career gap point of view, right? You need to add some add-on to your career gap. Okay, otherwise, right, obviously HR people will ask you, so what do you do in these 4 years? Okay, so
Yeah, but I'm working in non-IT from
if you have a
last 3
PF
years.
account, right, it would be good to manage it. And
Oh.
now this PF account also getting created, so that is also they're doing it. Okay, you need to add on, or you need to replace your non-IT experience with IT, then you can get enter into IT.
Okay.
Any other questions, guys? Yep. So if you don't have any questions, we can wrap up, and please join in that WhatsApp group. So which I'm sharing again. Okay, to get the latest updates, join in that, as well as complete your registrations. We're going to create another WhatsApp group. Okay, so whenever we start a batch, right, so we're gonna discuss over there, and I will be in that WhatsApp group. You can ask me, okay, whenever you have a questions. Cool. Any other questions?
Yeah, Venkat sir.
Yes.
So one last question, like how much time will it take to develop this React skill?
React application you're talking about?
Yeah, the whole course, like how
whole
faster.
course is the plan for a 2 months. Okay, so in a 2 months, right, so by discussing Monday to Friday, okay, and taking a Saturday, Sunday, right, we can wrap up.
Okay, so like you will be providing us recorded videos, or will all the sessions will be live? And
all sessions would be?
Would all the sessions be live?
Yes, everything is live, and so the discussion is happening from a scratch code. So nothing but there is no ready-made template on which I'm going to come and show you. Everything right in front of you only, will write it, so that you'll get a hands-on experience. Sometimes I'll used to struck. Okay, so when I struck something, right, how I'm resolving that issue also, you can get a track. Okay. Cool. So that's all for today, guys. So see you on tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow same time, 7:30 to 8:30. Okay, please complete your registration, and this is what we're gonna discuss. And anyhow, I'm pasting this in a chat. Okay, you can make a note. Cool. So that's all for today, guys. See you on tomorrow.